whenever I try to speak in front of any other person, especially in front of stranger, I could not speak a word. I feel this, I don't know, there is some hesitation. If you will talk about on different topics, obviously you will come across with the new vocabulary, right?
True, true. Consistency every day with
Yes, right.
determination, with a topic that they have, it will be really beneficial for them, right?
And
If we
yes,
think, if I think that maybe I'm going to get judged by Karishma, then Karishma is also thinking the same, right? And so what
right.
happens is after two or three sentences in English, we turn back to the normal language that
Comparing myself to the different people who are better than me so that I can learn something from them.
is I give a time frame of 1 hour to the students. And what I ask them to do is 15, 15, and 30. 30 minutes is for speaking practice, 15 minutes is allocated for leading, and the other 15 for listening. Right? Proper practice is what we require rather than just practice. Hi, Karishma. Hi, how are you?
I am good. How are you?
I am doing good as well. Thank you very much for asking. So, how was your day today?
It was really good. Today I am alone at my house, so I'm enjoying my own company.
Okay, so the peace of being alone. Great, great.
Yes,
It's a very rare situation that we come across, being home alone.
yes,
Great, great, great.
right. Especially
So,
in case of a woman who has kids, husband, it's very
hmm,
rare situation.
the time for yourself completely.
Right, right.
Understandable. Great. So, Karishma, as we're meeting for the very first time, could you, tell me a bit about yourself?
Yes. My name is Karishma. I am from Gurgaon and I'm a married woman. I have a 4-year-old kid. By profession, I'm an advocate and I'm a part-time YouTuber too.
Okay, an advocate and a part-time YouTuber. Right,
Yes.
that's a great combination you're having. Nice to know.
Yes.
Nice, nice, nice. And how long have you been in the profession, like in an advocate? How long have you been an advocate?
I have uh, I have recently started my own firm. It's been 6 to 7 months now that I have been working independently with I'm having my own firm and having 2 employees with me, and it's going well. Yeah.
Oh,
The
chalo
same,
now.
I
So
think,
it's a,
YouTube channel has also started in the same duration.
okay. When you started your own firm, you started side by side your YouTube channel as well.
Yes,
Great,
yes,
great, great.
yes.
And before that,
Before that, I was taking care of my kid because he was 3 that time and he was at home that time. So the
oh,
day when he started going school, I have started all my professional work or everything, like because now I'm getting time.
hmm, 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 hmm. It's great. I mean, the things like these do happen when you're having kids. You're having responsibilities, their schools, their studies. So it's really
Exactly.
difficult for us to take out time for ourselves to do something for us for a change.
Right.
But seems like you're having a great time and you're doing your great job. So congratulations for that. Your term and your
Thank
YouTube.
you.
Yes.
Thank you.
So you mentioned YouTube. Can you tell me a bit about it? How did you start? Why did you start? How did you come up with an idea that you need to start a YouTube channel?
Actually, see, when I was like being a mother, I did not get time to do anything professional that time. So I thought,
Mm-hmm.
let's start a YouTube channel. I need to spend a very less time on it. Also, I can polish my English speaking skills. I was not really good with my English few years ago. So I have this thinking in my mind that if I will start my channel, I will be regular on that. I will be, explore myself with the audience. I'll try to speak. Then maybe it will be helpful for me. So in that way, I have started, and touch wood, it's going well.
Okay, that's great. Well, good to know that all the things that you're planning are going according to what you seem.
Yes,
Great, great, great. Very nice. And it's very recent YouTube channel, if I assume. Like you mentioned,
yes,
when
yes,
you started your firm, that is like six to
yes.
seven months
six
old.
to seven months. Yes, yes, right.
Okay, okay, okay. Great, great. Chalo. That's nice. Hope your firm and YouTube channel grow very much.
Thank you.
Best wishes from my end. Right.
Okay, thanks.
So talking about the YouTube, that you mentioned that you're posting specifically things related to English as in language. Your practice, your conversations, I assume that you're having with peoples from all around the world, different
Right,
organizations like that, right? So,
right.
what are the basic questions that you get from YouTube? Like, some kind of questions that repeatedly are asked?
They always like the one question which is always there in my comment section, that ma'am, I know grammar, I know English language, but whenever I try to speak in front of any other person, especially in front of stranger, I could not speak a word. I feel this, I don't know, there is some hesitation, I cannot be fluent at the time. So this is the common problem which is
Hmm.
faced by every Indian actually.
Right, right. Very true. That does seem to be a major issue when we are considering the people who are just starting out on their language learning journey. So yeah, that must be something that you come across very often. And then how do you try to answer that question?
I simply tell them that you need to do speaking practice. This is the only solution for this. The more you will explore yourself with the speaking, you will be, habitual in that way. And then you will not have this fear while you are going to speak in front of strangers. So you do your practice alone. Try to start with the like in front of mirror. Just try to record yourself while speaking, and you can judge yourself that while you're speaking well or not. This is a kind of
Mm-hmm.
good judgment you can give it to yourself while speaking in like front of camera. So this is how you should do practice. Just give yourself a topic and start speaking on random topics so that you will come across a new
Mm-hmm.
vocabulary as well. Because if you
Mm-hmm.
will talk about on different topics, obviously you will come across with the new vocabulary, right?
True, true.
So it will enhance your knowledge, speaking, vocabulary. So this is the only solution, I think.
Yes, yes. I would agree to the point that you've mentioned. Like talking about India, this is a place where we usually don't find enough people to speak English with, right?
Right,
The
right,
major reason behind it, in my opinion, would be that fear of judgment, right? What the person in
right.
front of me will think if I see
Thank
something wrong. Will
you.
he judge me? Will he laugh at me? Right? Things like these are
Yes,
very common. Us being
very
humans, we
common.
have emotions, and we do think of our image when we're talking about someone who's new to us. But yeah, this is an issue that people face. And what you mentioned regarding to it, which is having conversation and speaking continuously, like not continuously as in a long time, but with consistency every day, with
Yes, right.
determination, with a topic that they have, it will be really beneficial for them. Because see, when we speak with a person that is completely stranger to us, we don't know how good he or she is in English, right?
Right,
Comparatively. So again,
right,
the fear of judgment comes into play at that place.
right.
So what happens? You think the same, and the person will also think the same, right?
And
If we
yes,
think, if I think that maybe I'm going to get judged by Karishma, then Karishma is also thinking the same, right? And so
right.
what happens is after two or three sentences in English, we turn back to the normal language that we speak.
Normal, yes,
That is
you are
either
right.
Hindi or whatever native dialect you're having in that particular area, right?
Right, right,
Very
right,
difficult.
right,
Hmm. But that, and this is a good way that you're doing. Starting up and finding people that are having good knowledge in English. Why? Because they can give you a proper insight into language. They can tell you where
yes,
you are lacking, what are the areas that you have to work in. They can tell you specifics about the language or things that you'll have to do. Let's say if you're talking about vocabulary, then they can tell you these are the things that you can do. For example, read books, start listening to things on YouTube or podcast, which can give you a bit more clarity about the topics that you're speaking
right.
on. So that is really important. So that's a good advice that you gave them. I would say that continuous practice with consistency.
See, what am I doing? I am also doing in this way only. Earlier, I used to talk with the only tutors available on like different applications, but these days, what am I doing is I am connecting with the YouTubers. Other YouTubers, they are well spoken,
Hmm.
like they speak good English. I make conversational video with them so that I can also learn something from them. Recently, I've created a video, not created, what to say? Recently, I have
You've made
two.
a video. Yeah, you've shooted in
Okay,
video, you've made a video.
okay. I've made a video with the YouTuber. She's a Sangeeta and she's a quite
Hmm.
young girl, but she speaks such a like in a very pretty nice manner. She has this skill. So even I was speaking with her, I have learned a few of things from her. So this is quite good that I am connecting with, I'm exploring myself to the different people who are better than me so that I can learn something from them.
And that is obviously the case that should be. Always try to have conversation with someone who knows better than you. Because
Yes.
if the average size of the room is going to be the same, there's no scope
Yes,
for improvement, right? So
exactly.
always try to have conversations with someone who can push you further
Yes,
than
right,
you already
right,
are. That's great.
right.
So, can you tell me a bit of about your, a bit of experience that you had having in YouTube? How is it going? What are the things that you have to do? What are the things that you have to take care of when you're making or shooting a video?
I have to take care a lot of things. However, I'm not taking care of them. Like for example, if you are created a video, you should be like properly sitting, properly ready for the shoot. But being a mother, I'm not getting time for that, and I I just shoot my videos like as simple as I am living at my home. I'm not getting ready for the shoot. I have no good mic camera. Now I do not have good mic, good camera quality. I record simply with my phone. It's a Redmi phone, so the clarity is also not good. Also, I am not spending much time on editing because editing is actually
Mm-hmm.
required while you're posting videos on YouTube.
Absolutely.
However, for that I have to spend few hours on YouTube and I have to learn like how to edit a video in good way. So I'm not getting that time also. So I'm just uploading my videos simply as I record. So there are few lacking points, and I think that if I will fulfill those lacking points, my video qualities can be good. Also, I need to work upon on my English language. I have realized like from last couple of months, I have not been doing my English practice, and this is the reason
Okay.
that I'm not able to. I'm making more grammatical errors. This is what I'm
Mm-hmm.
feeling. So I just want to work on myself. There are some family situation, because of those situation I'm not able to spend my whole time on YouTube. But
Mm-hmm.
otherwise, like it is still going well.
Mm-hmm.
These are the basic things which you should take care of before uploading a video on YouTube, and I'm not taking care of them. So that is why I'm not growing in that way, I think. And that is it, yeah.
Chalo, no issues. I mean, it's understandable. There's no issue. And what I feel rather is the more natural you are, the more simple you are in front of people, the more likely they are, able to connect with you rather than the backgrounds and the attire, the aesthetics of the video. Rather than all those things, we'll just put it aside and we'll just be the way we are in front of them. Because it seems that people really would connect with you. They'll understand the situation, they'll understand the people that we are as front of a camera, right? Without any, fancy things, right? So it makes easier for the students or the viewers to connect with us. So it's all that I
Yes,
would suggest. But yes, working on English is something that we definitely require.
yes,
Absolutely. So for
yes.
that, how much time are you allocating, like specific for improvement in English, if you would
These
want to?
days I'm not spending any time, but generally earlier when I have this time, I used to spend 1 hour
Mm-hmm.
for the language. I used to listen podcasts, English videos from other YouTubers, and I spend that whole 1 hour, like the time when I used to walk, that time I used to listen podcast or something so that I utilize my 1 hour, and this is kind of practice I was doing. But these days, because of some family reasons, I'm not getting time, and I'm not actually doing my practice. My practice is like right now having with you. This is the kind of practice I'm doing these days. Nothing else.
Okay, okay. I mean, speaking is one of the most important aspects when we're talking about improving our English in terms of fluency. But yes, there are other things that well as help you to become more fluent in English. For an example, if I'd say reading and listening are the other two parts that are really important for you.
Yes,
So that you mentioned, like you just mentioned before, you allocated like 1 hour to English completely, right? So could you
yes.
just give me time slots? Like in what time, at what time, what did you do? For how many minutes did you do? Is it like that? Or you clubbed all things together in 1 hour?
All things together. Like for example, I'm going for a walk. It's 5 o'clock, right?
Mm-hmm.
5 o'clock, I left my house and started a video like from Alina Reis. Alina Reis is one of the YouTubers. She is a good
Mm-hmm.
speaker. I used to listen her. So after finishing her video, like 10-minute video, I switch on to the like any other podcast or any
Mm-hmm.
other audio. audiobooks. Yeah, recently I've
Mhm.
started listening audiobooks because I'm actually not really fond of reading books. So alternative is like to you can listen that
Yes,
through
yes, yes.
audiobook. So this
Correct.
is what I used to do. Sometimes I listen audiobooks, podcasts, any other YouTube videos, or but I don't read actually.
Okay, no problems. Well, I must say that reading and listening are important in developing English language. Why? Because there are two reasons from both of them, from reading and listening. That is, from reading, you will get to know new vocabulary and you'll get to know the structuring of the sentences, right? If
Right,
you read it,
right.
I'm not talking about reading just for sake of reading. I'm talking about reading when you understand it.
Understanding, right,
Yes, with understanding, with 100% effort and focus into what you're reading, right?
right,
And similarly, if we listen to something that we are interested in or we are attracted to, you will find pronunciations and the way you should speak when you're
right.
listening to things, right? So what do I do is I give a time frame of 1 hour to the students, and what I ask them to do is 15, 15, and 30. That is the
Okay,
that is the parts that I tell them to practicing. 15, 15, and 30. 30 minutes is for speaking practice, 15 minutes is allocated for reading, and the other 15 for listening. So you can start
okay,
your hour by either listening or either reading to English. It's completely up to you. It doesn't matter the chronological order for it. It's just that in the end, you'll have to do speaking because that is something you have to do at the end. Why? Because let's say, for an example, you are reading about something, a book that contains the genre of nature. All right, it's related to nature. You're reading a book related to nature. So you might see words like serene, scenic, dawn, dusk, right? So these are
right,
all
right,
vocab
right,
that are related to nature, if we talk about it. Correct.
right.
And then you're listening to it. Listening to it as in, let's say, for an example, you're listening to a stand-up comedy. All right, stand-up comedian artist. So you will come to know the way he presents himself, the way he's so, presentable, his voice, his intonations, right? The way he speaks, which is so, attractive that people listen to him carefully. And that
Right,
is how we want ourselves to be, our language to be, right? So these two
right.
things you will get from that 15, 15 minutes each. And at the end, what you do is you speak about it with a friend. So what happens is
Okay,
when you're speaking, you can tell them that this is the thing that I've learned from reading. I've came across the words such as serene, scenic, dusk, dawn, and then you can tell them that you know what dawn means, what dusk means. You can tell them what serene and scenic is, what the meaning is, how they are used in a sentences. And while you're saying, try to include the way the stand-up comedian was speaking so that you're having that practice as well. So it's a complete
okay,
total, I would say an exercise or an activity that's very fruitful for a person who is trying to start their language learning journey. So and at least an
okay.
hour he or she can provide so he can improve in a better way. Right, proper practice is what we require rather than just practice. Right, Karishma?
Yes, you are right. You are right.
Right. Great. That's nice. Chalo. So how are you liking the conversation then?
Very much. I've learned a lot of
Great.
things. I've learned a new method, and I will surely share this method with my subscribers in my 1 minute short video that will be useful for them as well. Because you are right. See, if we are, only speaking, we will not create words, right? But if we will read, we can see the words, we can keep them in our mind, and then we will speak. And it gives
Hmm.
us more exposure. I understand your like what you
Correct.
want to say,
You will
and
be
that's
able to
absolutely
remember
true.
that. Yes.
Yes,
Because as you mentioned, na, that a subscriber told you that you like he or she knows about grammar, they know about words. It's just that they are not able to speak it in front of a person. The reason being that we are not having proper practice, that is insufficient amount of practice. And besides that, what we are doing is we are not able to use the words. Hence, we are
right,
not able to include it in the conversation. So this is a practice
right,
that one can do where they can include the words as well in the practice. So it's going to be more effective. So
right,
this
right.
is
Absolutely.
yes, this is an activity that I would suggest for you and for everybody that is trying to improve their language or just starting on a language learning journey. Great.
Yes.
So Karishma, are you having any questions?
No, the session is very fruitful. I've seriously learned a lot of things from you, and it's really nice talking to you.
Same here. Likewise, Karishma. It was obviously, a good thing to speak with you, understand the journey that you're going through. And again, I wish and hope that your channel and your firm grow even more. All right,
Okay, thank you.
my wishes for that. All right, Karishma. I'll see you later then. Have a good day.
Okay,
Goodbye.
thank you. Same to you. Bye.
Bye bye.